recently, talent agencies have expressed an interest in Tilly Norwood, the AI actress, and Hollywood has expressed frustration and are concerned. So my first question to you is, why do you think talent agencies are interested in Tilly Norwood?
I think they're just interested in the fact that it's something that is new and different, and they want to be a part of something that is going to change the industry.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody who has that opportunity to be a part of something that's new and exciting, that, you know, I think anybody would want to participate and represent
Mm-hmm.
that I don't even, you can't call it a person, but I guess, you know, an AI person.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's exciting what's going on. I think that you always have to be careful about the repercussions, but I think the potential is there.
What are your thoughts on the whole situation?
I think that if you look at it as a whole, not just Tilly, but all AI, I think there's so much potential with what can be done. Of course, there's the opportunity for people to use it in dangerous ways and ways that maybe aren't good,
Mm-hmm.
but it opens up the opportunity for more tools in the filmmaking process. So if you look at it as like different genres, you know, you have documentaries, you have scripted, you have animated, it's just another genre and another tool to be able to express ourselves. You still have to have the human component in it. It's not just that it generates itself. So
Do you think, or do you fear that Norwood can replace human actors and actresses?
I think there's always going to be the desire for that human connection and for human actors. So no, I don't think that it's going to replace actors entirely. I think that people, you know, right now people don't want to spend money. You know, they want to save money. So there's this opportunity to cut costs, but there's always going to be that desire for human actors, I believe.
Do you see any benefits of using Tilly?
You know, I think that it just offers the opportunity to express and tell stories in a different way that maybe we don't really understand right now. But I think that it's just another option of expressing and telling stories. So
I know you mentioned earlier that it's possible that people can kind of use it to for bad ways.
Mm-hmm.
What are some examples of that?
I mean, there's certain kinds of content where it may not be the best kind of content, but I think there's also like deep fakes. And if we just take AI in its entirety, you know, creating content where it may look like it's a certain person, but it really isn't.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, right now you can make things look like it's real when it's not, to get your point across or to cause division or, you know, or opposition in a world where there's already so much division.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that was the 3 minutes and 45 seconds. I want to ask you, you are a documentary filmmaker.
Mm-hmm.
Are you concerned at all about AI taking over the film industry?
No. I think that, like, maybe because, and I've worked on a bunch of different kinds of content and many different types of genres. And I think that, again, there is there's always going to be that desire for human connection.
Mm-hmm.
But even with docs, like, you think that people might want to get rid of that reality. I mean, we love reality, right? It's that's a big genre out there. So I think that real documentary filmmaking, I don't think will ever go away. I think there's different ways to tell real stories and exploring those new and different ways, but I just don't think that it's ever going to be entirely replaced.
Do you use AI?
I do.
How do you use it?
I use it in all kinds of ways. I use it to create VO for different kinds of content, like commercials. I use it to generate images, video content. I use it for helping to ideate I use it to, in so many, there's so many ways, you know, it's almost like an assistant in some ways, but it also helps to visualize. So there's a lot of, I use it in many, many ways.
And just talk to me a little bit about your background. I know you graduated from USC, correct? Tell me what you're doing now.
So I have a production company with my husband. We met in film school and we've been working together ever since. And we are producers, directors, but we also offer full production services. So anywhere from development through post. And we have our own clients, but we also partner with other production companies and work with them to create content in various ways. I'm also helping to train new and upcoming content creators in AI. So using it and being creative with it.
Do you think there should be like stronger regulations with AI?
I think that there's going to be that necessity to be able to really think about what that means. Right now, I'd have to really think about it, but I think it's, you know, it's pulling from different material. So I think there has to be some kind of, you know, regulation on like what it's pulling from and not being able to necessarily imitate certain things. But we all kind of like pull, right? Even if we're an actor, we may be pulling from our own experiences, but we're also inspired by other actors.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
And we will, you know, if somebody, I think I just read recently that Robert Redford had mentioned something, I don't know if he was saying like eating, but like Brad Pitt started eating in his scenes, so he had something to do. So we're always pulling from other people, and you know, it's like when you're hanging out with somebody a lot, right? You start to talk the way that they do or have certain mannerisms the way they do. So I think there's some kind of like human element to it.
That's really interesting that you said that because when I was in English class and my English teacher was saying like, oh, like nothing's like really 100% original. Like for example, like The Lion King was based on Hamlet, and like we kind of just take a little bit from other people's stories, but we kind of make it our own. So
Exactly.
That's actually really interesting. Yeah.
So I think that it's going to pull from that stuff. So I, you know, I'd have to really look at specific scenarios where it's maybe pulling from somebody, but like maybe the Scarlett Johansson case, right? I forget what company sampled her voice, and she was not okay with that. And I see that. That's her right to say, like, I don't appreciate you using my voice. So I think we're going to have to figure out what that line is and how we walk it. But I think that, again, like, there's always going to be some danger and issues, but there's also a lot of good and fun that could be done with it. And just looking at it as like something else to explore with, and gives us these tools that we can do things like the other way that I use it too is just being able to create presentations. So instead of putting together like a PowerPoint presentation, I could use something like a Grammarly, and I believe it's not Grammarly. I forget what the name of it is, but where I could put something really beautiful and fun together, and it'll generate these images, but I still have to do the prompting, and I still have to decide the way I want it to look. And it's just like a back and forth. It's like if you and I were doing a project together, it's just I have a tool now that can help me ideate and bounce ideas off of. So
all right, well, thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview.
Thank you for having me.